This is Highroad Actual. Greyhound 1, switch to encrypted channel 1-5 so we can speak freely. Greyhound 1, this is Brigadier General Henry Connors. I understand you've been busy extracting assets from Danforth. Affirmative. Doghouse is no longer active, but before we lost contact, he sent us a burst transmission with plenty of intel. He had one objective good to go and a whole stack of leads. Your orders are to stay on mission, assuming you still have the personnel. Black Friday. Acknowledged. We'll keep the birds in the air for you, and you keep your eyes open for military assets lost in the field. We'll use anything you can find. Now, about that target. Black Friday, this is Highroad. Who is this person on my helicopter? You do not want to take that tone with me, soldier. When you endanger yourself and your team to pick up non-essential personnel, you risk the entire mission. Do I make myself clear? I'm not going to court-martial you for rescuing people. But the mission comes first. We're trying to save civilization here, soldier, not just civilians. Highroad out.
We were trying to save civilization here, soldier, not just civilians. Highroad out.
Black Friday. Whoever this Cleo is, they seem to be well supplied. Keep your eyes open for any clues about who they are, where they might be coming from. Highroad out. Black Friday, are you picking this up? Looks like you have another supply drop incoming. We'll forward you the location when it lands. Highroad out. Black Friday, we have a location on that supply drop. Sending it to you now. Black Friday, we're trying to determine whether this Cleo is specifically targeting our operation. So far, we've picked up only one other set of messages from a small town further up the highway. It could be that Cleo knows our original deployment plan, but hasn't been keeping up with current events. Highroad out. Black Friday, want to make sure you're hearing this. Black Friday, aerial recon confirms those drop coordinates from Cleo. If you're short on supplies, you should head on out there. Highroad out. Black Friday, again, we were not able to identify the vehicle that made the supply drop. We're starting to consider other delivery methods that do not require an aerial vehicle, but our notes read like science fiction. I'm looking forward to having the leisure time to solve this someday. Highroad out. Black Friday, I assume you copied that? Highroad out. Highroad to Black Friday. Confirming another Cleo beacon on the ground. Rendezvous at your discretion. Highroad out. We're picking up another message from Cleo, but it's not like the others. Stand by. That makes one more asset that this outbreak has brought down. Too bad. I was starting to get accustomed to her generosity. Black Friday. I understand this beacon was some kind of supply drop. Military, or at least made to look that way. I don't know of any other supply operations in your area. So as far as I'm concerned, that crate is yours. Exercise caution. Highroad out. Black Friday, we're picking up a strange broadcast here that none of my folks can make any sense of. We've put together our best guess as to the location, but it isn't using standard grid reference, so we can't be too sure. Go find out who else is operating in RAO. We need to get on the same page. Highroad out. Black Friday, I need one of your people to catalog the supplies you've gathered from the Cleo drops and report back. We're comparing them to our comms transcripts to see if there's some pattern to what we're being sent. Highroad out. Black Friday, you've got another one incoming. Watch the skies. Highroad out. Black Friday, we've got the supply drop beacon. Sending you the coordinates. Highroad out. Black Friday, we're reading that the beacon is silent. Black Friday, confirming that the beacon is secure. Highroad out. Black Friday, glad to hear you've been resupplied. Highroad out. Highroad out. Highroad to Black Friday. Cleo beacon is active on the ground. Highroad out. I hesitate to trust whoever is dropping crates on my people. They're not responding to comms, and I've never heard of this operation they're running. But if these things are useful, then have at 'em. We can't afford to leave good supplies on the ground right now. Highroad out. Black Friday, we're picking up another Cleo message. It's different from the last one. It's on a 5-minute repeat cycle, and if we're reading their grid right, it's headed for your area. Keep clear of the DZ for now. We don't know if this is a supply drop or something more aggressive. We'll keep you apprised. Highroad out. Recon is telling us that another supply crate has landed at those Cleo coordinates. We could not get eyeballs on what made the drop. It may be fast-moving and possibly resistant to radar. I want to know what these people are dropping in RAO. Get there. Highroad out. Black Friday, we just observed an explosion in your area. Looks like an air-to-surface missile, but we can't identify the source. Exercise caution while we look into this. Highroad out. I don't know any Sergeant Eldridge. We had an agency operation over at Doghouse before it went dark. Not much chance of contacting them now. I have no idea. I'd guess your guy is Special Activities Division, but what he was doing in there, anybody's guess. If it's intel on the Zeds, we want it. Put Sergeant Eldridge on the next bird. Can you afford to turn down another rifle? Take him on.
Soldier. Civilian. We were taking heavy losses. Tell the hello to turn back. Say again, turn back. Tell my family I... Cut to static for a few seconds, then fade out.
Well, don't expect to get too comfortable, soldier. Things aren't much better here than they are in Danforth, so we don't have the luxury of R&R. That's what I'm looking for, soldier. Welcome home. Highroad, out. Roger that, Black Friday. You've earned a rest. The next helo is yours. Highroad, out.
Excellent work, soldier. Excellent work. Highroad out.
Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. Give me your officer in charge.
Soldier. Civilian. I don't think we have one anymore. Okay. We've got a helo en route to your position. That's a helicopter.
Roger that. We have a helo en route to your position. Round up your people and get them on that bird. We've lost too many to this godforsaken operation. Highroad, out. Highroad Actual to Black Friday. I'm sending in a helo to exfil your team. Affirmative, soldier. You just lost another asset. Frankly, you're doing more harm than good. Your unit is being retasked to an objective better suited to your, skill set.
Your unit is being retasked to an objective better suited to your skill set.
Received. Highroad out.
Received. Highroad out.
Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. We've come to the end of the line here. We have no more leads on Dr. Horn's associates. Soldier, I can't risk you being KIA. I need your team here at the Capitol where you can still do some good.
I want your team here at the Capitol where you can do some good.
So do I, soldier. But I'll be damned if I throw any more troops away to that hellhole. Danforth is gone. It's time to regroup and move on to the next objective. Highroad out.
But I'll be damned if I throw any more troops away to that hellhole. Pause. Danforth is gone. It's time to regroup and move on to the next objective. Highroad out.
Soldier, you've managed to bring in more critical intel and assets than anyone could have expected. The way things are going in other cities, well, you've done your country proud, soldier. And now I need you back here.
You've done your country proud, soldier. And now I need you back here.
We can keep flying medevacs to your location. But I'd rather have you back at base than have you sacrifice yourself for a city that can't be saved.
We can keep flying medevacs to your location, but that city isn't getting any safer.
Very well. At this point, I'm inclined to trust your judgment. Your orders are to continue evaluation and collect relevant intelligence. Advise us when you're ready for extraction. Good work, soldier. Highroad out.
You will advise the United States when ready for extraction. Good work, soldier. Keep it up. Highroad out.
Roger that, Black Friday. If those guys even exist anymore. Are we sure he didn't just get a charge out of cutting up dead bodies?
Are you sure he didn't just get a charge out of cutting up dead bodies? Players.
Too early to tell. He may have been crazy, but I hope we didn't let this soldier die for nothing. Highroad out.
Too early to tell. I hope we didn't let the soldier die for nothing. Highroad out.
How did you lose him? Black Friday, we need you to pick up a young man by the name of Hadley Weston. None. This is a separate opportunity. FEMA is a no-show, so the governor is relying on private business owners to set up supply lines and refugee shelters. The kid you're after, Hadley Weston, his family owns the biggest food shipping network in the region. We need to keep the Westons working with us, so your orders are to go get their son. Highroad out. Roger that, Black Friday. I'll let the governor know. Highroad out. Look, soldier, we need an answer to this crisis, and we need it now. We can't afford any more losses. And as far as we know, Dan Bogatz was the last PhD in the entire state. With results like this, don't expect to be out there for long. Highroad out. Say again, Black Friday? You're sending Shira Bogatz? Black Friday, we sent you in to get scientists, not random civilians. We're fighting for survival here. If you can't stay on point, then I can't support your operation. You need to turn this thing around. Now. Highroad out. Dr. Horn had a co-writer on a lot of his papers, a man named Dan Bogatz. Intel says they parted company about 3 years ago. Dr. Bogatz has been a vocal critic of his former partner ever since. Who knows? Maybe he's right. Maybe Horn was a crackpot. But I want to bring him in to find out. Apparently, the agency has been watching Bogatz lately, and even put a tracker in his car. Find that vehicle and see if he's still alive. Highroad out. Acknowledged. We'll make do. Highroad out. I hear you've got Dan Bogatz en route. What do you make of him? Is he our man? Copy that, Black Friday. Highroad out. This is Highroad Actual. Black Friday, do you copy? Black Friday. This is Highroad Actual. Highroad Actual to Black Friday. Prepare to copy new S2 on an asset. Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. I just heard from the pilot. We can't keep burning fuel on extractions if you can't bring in assets. Fix your problem, soldier. Highroad out. So you lost the asset. Were my orders unclear in any way, soldier? Black Friday, this whole operation is looking worse by the minute, and I'm almost ready to pull you out. Danforth is a disaster, and we could use you someplace that still has a future. For now, Highroad out. Black Friday, we've got another possible contact via aerial recon. If it's one of Dr. Horn's old colleagues, we need to bring them in. Highroad out. Black Friday, recon just picked up movement near the last known position of one of Dr. Horn's colleagues. It's a long shot, but I want you to go in and see if they're still alive. Highroad out. Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. We've tracked down some medical supplies and personnel stuck outside the city. We need you to bring them in. You should have the coordinates now. Highroad out. Black Friday, Highroad Actual. We've located some medical personnel stranded just outside the city. They were carrying supplies and equipment that we need if we want to find a cure. Well, their numbers aren't getting any bigger. Don't waste any time. Highroad out. Black Friday, Highroad Actual. We found another group of skilled personnel who got stranded trying to escape the city. Get in there. Bring them back. Highroad out. Highroad Actual to Black Friday. We've lost contact with some university faculty trying to get out of the city on foot. We need you to go in and verify their status. If they're alive, we need them here. Soldier, Danforth had a population of nearly 200,000. There are all kinds of people trying to escape. We're rescuing the ones who can help us save more lives once they get here. You have your orders. Highroad out. Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. We just heard from the medevac pilot on your successful extraction. We'll have a new objective for you shortly. Highroad out. Highroad Actual to Black Friday. The pilot tells me he's delivering another of your packages.
We're hearing from the pilot, and it's all good news. We've got new intel coming in every second. When we catch another extraction, we'll call you in. Highroad out.
There's plenty of room on the landing pad, Black Friday. Be ready for another extraction when we have the intel. Highroad out. Black Friday. This is Highroad Actual. Soldier, are you planning to handle that extraction of mine anytime soon? I need you to carry out that extraction ASAP. When I order an extraction, I expect you to carry out that order. Highroad out. We've got a ton of notes over here and no one who can use them. Next time you get orders to bring someone in, I want them alive. Highroad out. Dr. Horn had a close collaborator, a grad student named Madison Grant, last seen at a makeshift shelter just outside of town. She just tried to call out on her cell phone 10 minutes ago from the same location. If she's alive, she may be able to piece together Dr. Horn's research notes. And be advised, that location is no longer secure. Bring her back in one piece. Highroad out. Copy that, Black Friday. We've got a workstation set up for her with everything we could salvage from Horn's research. Let's hope she's been doing her homework. Highroad out. He was alive when you found him? You need to harden those defenses, soldier, and keep these assets safe. Any one of them might mean 1,000,000 lives saved or lost. Find your problems and fix them. Highroad out. Dr. Horn made several visits to a medical examiner named Timothy Hall just in the past week. If these visits had anything to do with the outbreak, that office may contain some of the earliest known samples of the disease. The ME's office is on lockdown, so there's a good chance of survivors. If Hall is alive, get him out of there. If he's dead, well, then just send us whatever you can find. Roger that, Black Friday. Hope you got what we need. Highroad out. Black Friday, this is Highroad Actual. I thought you should know this. On the way back to base, Ms. Martin shoved most of the intel you retrieved from her office out the door of the helicopter. She seemed pretty proud of herself afterward. like she just committed the crime of the century. You're right, soldier. This mission is officially Charlie Foxtrot, and it didn't have to be. At least we know that next time you will follow my orders to the letter. Highroad out. No survivors, I assume? A lot of Dr. Horn's funding seems to have come from a little NGO called the Human Future Fund. It has an office in Danforth, run by a woman named Michelle Martin. But it looks like it's also made donations to projects in Iran, China, Venezuela. And the deeper we look, the shadier it gets. Get into that office and bring back whatever intel you can find. If Dr. Horn or his colleagues sent documents to the HFF, we need to see them. We're getting too many refugees in here as it is. We can't afford to feed a bunch of globe-trotting scam artists. Your orders are to bring in documents only. Is that clear? Black Friday, what did I tell you? Documents only. Your job is to follow orders, Black Friday. My job is to make calls like that. This is the survival of humanity we're talking about. We have zero room for error. When you deviate from orders, people die. Highroad out.